I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out.
Hello and welcome to round 5 of the Anti-Stall Racing Formula 4 series, here today from Brands Hatch, the home really of British motorsport. I know Silverstone's quite a big one for Formula 1, but if you do watch motorsport in England, Brands Hatch has always been the circuit to go to. It's fantastic, it goes up, it goes down, the Indy circuits are fantastic, the Grand Prix side, which we are racing on today, is absolutely fantastic with the long straight and the Grand Prix two corners there, you know, nearly flat out one, and it's absolutely lovely. You can have some great racing through it, and I'm sure we are today going to have some fantastic racing in these Formula 4 cars, then followed by the Formula 3s as well, as always. I'm now today joined by the new commentator as well, and so we're going to have some good fun tonight. But two races, of course, today in Formula 4s, 15 minutes long each, a quick lone qualifying to start us off. Each driver will get 2 laps to put a timer on the board and see where they start for the first race of today. Right, Brands Hatch, of course, in Kent. It's always the basically the start of the season in touring cars, and then they finish off on the Grand Prix circuit, which we're racing on today. As here we go, turn 1. It's absolutely fantastic in any car, but I'm sure in a Formula car, the speeds they get through the Grand Prix circuit is absolutely astounding. And yeah, of course, round 5 today of the, I believe, 12 round season. A little bit of a twitch there from the driver who was doing pretty well last time out in Long Beach, which was absolutely chaotic. I mean, it was, of course, a street circuit for the first time, really, on iRacing, and it really was a survival of fittest in both the races, especially race 1. We also ran out of sunlight at the end of race 2, but it was quite a different track, completely different track compared to Brands Hatch today, so we'll see how the drivers get on. A lot more room to work with today. We're still pretty close, but He goes, turn one, absolutely fantastic. Locks the front right up on his first lap there. It's a very difficult corner, lovely corner too, because you get that weird feeling in your stomach that you get as you go over a hill at turn one there. It's got to be quite difficult to do in a race car where you're trying to go about 100, probably back up the hill, and you got that weird, horrible feeling you get in your stomach. But as he goes through, it's turn number 3, a little bit wide there. I wonder if that would count as an off-track or not. It does in touring cars. He's gone beyond the white line, but we won't start with track limits. Yeah, that's not a conversation for today, I can say that for sure, as he now starts on the Grand Prix circuit, a fantastic long straight. You literally, behind the walls, it's people's houses. It's fantastic how close it gets, and the neighbours do complain, but fly through the first of the corners on the Grand Prix, nearly flat out corner, absolutely fantastic, right on the limit of the track then. This one's a little bit of a break, throw it in, the curb on the outside is a bit of a tricky one, but then you're going downhill to go back uphill in a blind apex of a corner. It's fantastic, flat, much curb as you dare. This corner is lovely because it's cabin nice, so you brake, flow it in. Look at that, it just grabs the corner and throws you out. Back to the Indy circuit, it's absolutely fantastic. And the track just everlates so much. It's fantastic. It's not a flat part of the track anywhere really, maybe after turn 3, but I don't know if his time will count. Let's see if he crosses the line. Did it count? I wonder. It did, so yeah, he's obviously not an off track then. So maybe, we won't get on the discussion of track limits, but clearly you can go pretty wide. Here we go, Liam Kerr puts a time in as well. What are the times? Well, how is everybody, what they do, 1:23s. Liam's didn't count, he did a 1:22 there, so he's found a limit on somewhere around the lap on tracks. But yeah, it's a story of the season, big moment again there on the hairpin. We've seen it a lot in the F4 cars, it's very tail-happy car, very loose at the rear, quite light it would seem, even though the engine's, of course, in the back of these things, well, midway through, but obviously at the back, it's behind the driver. But yeah, they're very, very tail-happy cars. They seem very light, a bit skittish. They don't have too much downforce, so quite a tricky car to deal with. There we go, there's an example of it. The rear end goes through the high-speed section, and that will be the end of qualifying for Paula, I believe. Then he's going to go back out, but I'm sure he's technically now be on lap 2, and that will be his qualifying done. I've only got 4 cars put a time in so far, so people are either struggling on. People are out there, so Samuel's already done his 3 and he's out. So look at that, that's right on the limit there of the car from, I think this is Liam. It is going through last couple of corners on the Grand Prix circuit. Of course, a little bit longer than the traditional Indy, which is probably less than a minute in these cars, but 1:23 at the moment is the pole time to get. Marnex has got Liam all the way to the white line, going to hug it down to the line. What does he do? Does he go quicker? He does, but not by much. It's less than a tenth, but that's pole for Liam at the moment. I don't know if anyone's going to take that away from him. I think he could be very safe. Brian goes P5. Pretty close in the top for the top 3 positions there. Victor's on a lap as well. New name that I haven't seen before. Samuel's not on. Frankie's out there. Frankie's in his pink car. Nice. Oh, he's got a nice blue stripe down the side of it. Look at that. That's quite nice there. Quite different livery. Almost like Carlos's pink car. Carlos drives with a, I believe, I'm not sure who it is, but he's got a female on the side of his car. Carlos does, but he drives around. But Frankie obviously bright pink as well. But a little bit of light blue to it. Looks lovely. Throws it through. Corner 2. I did know the corner names, but sadly, top of my head, I've forgotten them through there. Apparently, it's quite a scary part of the circuit, that one. But absolutely fantastic. Goes all the way wide. Cut back to the inside. Hug the white line. As you come down the straight there, as you can see, not very straight. It's about straight there. As he crosses the line, where does Frankie go? P3. He takes P3 away from 4. Aiden Young and Brian are out there. Aiden Young might be on his last lap, or has he already done his? He might have already done his 2. So this, whatever time he does here, might not count. It's a possibility here, sadly, for Aiden. P7 at the moment. Yeah, he might cross the line, and he's already slowed down. It's not going to count anyway. He's done his laps. I think everybody out there is now all done their limited to 2 laps, so everybody out there now is just getting a bit more running, as Paula has another moment there, the rear of the car. And I think that should be it for qualifying. He's going to get going, but his times will no longer count. There is about a minute to go, so drivers will try and soak up all the time they can get on the circuit. But 7 drivers have put a time in, 3 not able to set one. They did all leave, from what I could tell, did leave the pits. I'm not sure if Samuel did do any laps, but he did. Well, it says he did 3 actually. So yeah, everybody did attempt laps as we go on board the 4. See what he can see. Look at this. He just fly down the hill. Little lift. Oh, he's not full pace, but just driving around nicely. It's lovely. Look at that somewhat blind apex. Just throw it in. You can find it. There it is. Run way out wide, and look at the hill there. Look at that. You can't even see the turn. Just follow the road around, and eventually, there it is. The peak of the hill. It's an absolutely lovely corner. Fantastic corner. But get it wrong, you can easily end up in the wall.
I think Wes, you just successfully didn't take a breath for about 11 minutes.
For 11 minutes, I do like Browns. I do like Browns, actually. It is.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. I've walked around it enough times in my life. I absolutely adore it. But I will drive around there one day soon. Before it's going to just come to the line. But yeah, great circuit. If you ever go to a racing event, you can go to the touring cars one at the end of the year. It's fantastic. As the race is finished, it basically turns to dark, and it's great scenes. But yeah, Liam Curden will be on pole, followed by Manax. It's quite close there, less than a tenth between them. Frankie takes P3, 4 takes P4, Victor takes P5, Brian P6, Aidan Young P7, Paulo P8, Ascari P9, didn't get a time in, Samuel P10. I think that's it for that. That's all the 10 drivers we have for Formula 4. So 2 races. Top 8 from race 1 will get reversed from results of race 1 for race 2. That's how that works out. So whoever finishes 8th will start on pole for the second race of today. I think also there's still the point for the fastest lap, I believe. So it's always one to note. I'm not exactly sure how the championship points stand at the moment. I did hear someone talking about it at the end of last week. I think they are close, to be honest, but I'm not exactly certain who's the favourite at the moment, who's leading the way. They're sitting, waiting to go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Lights are on, all 5 lights. Here we go. Who gets the best start? I'd say.
Oh, someone who's spun there.
Even Samuel got a. Oh, Wilson. Oh, sorry, that's not Samuel, is it? I think that's Brian actually involved. But everybody seems like they're through turn 1 cleanly. Liam's immediately over to defend.
It was
keeps it.
It was
Frankie
Victor there in the in the Renault livery, who nearly had a spin there on the start line.
Is there 2 in the? So there's 2, I think, in the old Renault-styled car livery, which is good, but also going to be confusing. But yeah, he did get a lot of wheel spin away, but manages to keep it in a straight line. Everybody survives lap 1, unlike last week, so there's a good start. Now immediately the drafting becomes a big effect. Everybody through the first couple of corners, okay, a bit of movement at the front, but everyone's saying single file for now, 15-minute race. Not going to be lap 1 on lap 1 here. Lots of places to overtake throughout the race. Very, very close, but the car's moving around a lot. Someone kicks up a little bit of dirt there. These cars do move a lot. And there is a move there. I think Victor's managed to get Frankie down the straight.
Whoa.
So that's close. Did they touch? I'm not sure. It's closer than you're going to want to be through the last turn. Brian's going to have a run on Frankie now. The top 3 look like they're staying well behaved at the front. But for P5, Brian to the outside of Frankie in turn 1. That could be done. It's going to be done. Good run from Brian up the hill. Frankie's going to stay on the inside. Brian can eventually.
Oh,
the
a bit slippery there.
It's now Brian's corner for the next one. And he's done it. Into P5 goes Brian. There's a spin in front. No, it's not a spin. It's a save in the end. That's Victor falling down 4 positions. Here goes Frankie back on the inside on Brian. They're going to touch. They're going to touch. Oh, did they? That was close. I think they got away with it. There's 2 cars behind them nearly pushing each other along. That's Aidan and Paulo. They're going to try and pass. They're going to pass Frankie down this straight. Oh, it's going to go 4 into 1. Here we go. 2 cars. They're all side by side. All 4 of them. Oh, everybody's fine. It's now there's 5 of them. Oh, there's a good defence there from Paulo. He's nearly attacking Frankie. Up the inside, maybe goes Victor on the exit. Up the inside, he's going to back out of it. There's no way you're going to go side by side through there. He should back out, will back out. He doesn't back out, he stays there. Side by side, they go, they survive. Ascari's going to get involved now as well in the background. They're all fine. They're still side by side. I'm not sure who's coming out of this one alive. Paulo is slightly ahead of Victor, just, but Victor's got the inside for the next turn. They've done a fantastic job to stay level there and clean and both on the road, and they didn't touch once. It's still continuing. Here comes Paulo again. To the outside now, turn 1. It's possible. We watched it happen a lap ago. He goes to the cutback back at the inside of the hairpin. He's going to get the run. You've got to close it earlier than that. Paulo is there. And they're going to eventually touch, or do they still don't touch? Oof. But Paulo is now back through. And we've also had a change in the lead.
They are really testing the limits of netcode here, I think.
Yeah. And he's back up the inside as well. Victor will Victor retakes the place. They're continuing to fight. And there they are the limit there. I thought in the hairpin they were touching, but apparently not. They're side by side again. So here we go again. Now the inside is Paulo's. Let's see if they'll stay side by side. Oh, he touched the grass a little bit there, did Victor. He's gone for the cutback, actually. If he gets the inside, will Paulo defend? No. Does he go for it? He's so close to the rear of that car. Oh, surely they touch. Ascari's gone off in the background. He's spun around. I thought he saved it, but he's gone. I don't think he collected the wall, so he will continue with no damage, but just a bit of some more tyre wear and some locked, flat-spotted wheels. But these two have kind of I would say they settled down, but they're still less than a couple of attempts away from each other. Paulo, though, is still ahead of Victor as we come to the end of that lap. They got the smallest gap between the two of them now, finally, but the lead, of course, has changed. Liam is now down to P2. Liam with his Australian connection. He's got up the inside, though, and he is back through. And that's a good, clean move. You've got 4 just in the background, hovering about, just waiting for these two have a little bit of a moment as they test the limits there. Everybody survives, and well, I'd say stay. Oh, that's a moment from Liam! Good save! Can't believe that there was no contact between the two of them there. Oh, it's a brilliant driving by both of them. Brilliant driving by Liam to keep it on the road. The rear end just stepped out on him. He managed to hit the brakes hard enough to get the car back in a straight line on a corner, but he saved it well. Does lose the lead for now as everybody continues to test the limits of everything, and I think 4 has to finally refine the road again, as that is the limit to the cutting, I would say there, Liam. That was nearly all 4 wheels over the curve there, but we're being a lot less strict than Formula 1, I'd say. The limit is the grass, it would seem. Liam right on the back there, just ahead. He's got a good run. 5 minutes into this 15-minute race. He could have another look at turn 1, but it almost seems pointless. He is getting defended into turn 1 because the move really is up to the top of the hairpin, which gets started now. Liam's going for it. He's there, and that's move done. I don't think it's even being fought really there. He saw it coming from a mile off and decides to allow it. Oh, he's spinning! He's spinning around. He goes! Falls up! Oh, Ford didn't miss him. There was no way Ford could. He nearly did. He's going to get back on the road in front of everybody. Which way is everyone going to go? He's okay. He goes to the left. Ford could not avoid that. It was a full 360 from Marnex.
Take a look at replay now.
See that he touches the grass on the way in. That's fine. It's too much curb. Spins right round. Oh, Ford is so unlucky there. How much damage has Ford got? Because he gets back going. He seems like he's got all 4 wheels still on his car. He is still going for. He has lost a lot of time in P6 now, but still ahead of Marnex. There's some damage on Paulo's car. Eventually, I assume that's from the battling. It's just eventually appeared, which I wouldn't be too surprised on. They all continue round. Everything's sort of calm. Well, I'd say it's calmed down for now, but everyone's just spread out as they remember where they all are.
Spin by
Who's
Brian.
just spun there? Brian's just spun. I don't know how he's managed. Did he get hit or did he? He's going straight to the pit, so it's a good place to spin, I assume there. But sure.
Take a replay. See what happened.
What happens to Brian here then? He's got a car behind, quite a distance away, so I wouldn't expect anything from him. And it's just just eventually lost. Oh God! How was everyone avoiding him? Oh, Frankie's done a fantastic job to avoid the. Well, of course, the rule is if you see a car spinning, aim towards it because hopefully by the time you get there, it won't be there. But that was brilliantly done by Frankie to avoid. He's stayed on the road too, no damage. That is good driving so far. Good avoidance from some of these drivers. They learn a lot from Long Beach, I'd say. Yeah, this has been. Victor has now found himself in P3 after earlier battles. Aiden's found himself P2. Bit of a gap back from Liam, but they have been battling pretty hard. Frankie's just passed Paulo. Oscar is on the back of Paulo as well. He's just passed him. I think Paulo does have some front wing damage. I'm not sure exactly where from. It could have been anywhere. He's been driving quite close to the rear of Victor's car at one point. So something must have happened to Paulo as he was with Victor. So now, of course, quite a gap between the two of them. So something happened along the way. We're now nearly 9 minutes into this race. So we've gone past halfway. A lot's happened as the cars creating their own circuit on the exit there of turn 3. This one's quite a difficult one. It's a very long, slow corner and goes uphill too. It's just you can realistically want to do a wide entry in, and that's some fighting here between Samuel and Paulo. And that's Samuel up the inside. You see a slight front wing damage there on Paulo's car, and Samuel's gone through. And we've seen before in these cars that a little bit of front wing damage can really affect your car massively. It's now a three-way fight basically for P2. Aiden Young, Victor and Marnax all involved, and that's a fast-looking Marnax. Surely won't go around the outside of there. Isn't successful in his attempt this time by, but I don't think it will be too long. He's not going to sit there patiently, is he? You can see the attitude of that car. He wants to come through pretty quickly, and he's going to try and do it immediately now on the straight, which isn't a straight, but it's a straight here. Side by side, he's kind of got the run. He doesn't seem to have the speed on straights. He's going to break it a little bit later, and he's up the inside, and he's through past Victor. Unless Victor can come back up the inside before the hairpin, he's going to attempt it. He's not able to do so, and Marnax is through into P3. And now Aiden is the next target. That must not count as an off-track at all, otherwise they wouldn't be out there, so fair enough to them. I say slowly, Marnax already closing on the back of Aiden. An 8-second gap now to Liam, so Liam's just got to keep his head down. They go on to the Grand Prix circuit for another lap. Just a look, just to make Aiden look in his mirrors. There's no way he was attempting anything from there. Oh, that's a good run. That's a really good run. But again, surely he's not going to go round the outside. There, he's done it. He's through. And so is Victor. He's gone round as well. How early did Aiden brake? Two cars have just mugged him around the outside there. Oh, wow, I did not see that coming. Fair play to the both of them. Good driving. Aiden's going to try and come back at Victor, but the fact that both of them went around the outside there, brilliantly done. Now Aiden will go around the outside of Victor into turn 1. Is he able to pull this off? No, he has to wait. A little bit of a look up the inside, maybe this hairpin. He has a look. Victor sees it, covers it off. Victor remains in P3. Then Marnax is through and gone into P2 now. 9-second gap to try and close on Liam, but I think that's going to be pretty difficult to close. Aiden's up the inside. Here we go, up the inside of Victor. You can just hang it around the outside there. Victor will try it. They're going to be close. There's enough room given. Plenty of room given there. Victor will now have the inside for the next corner. So now it's Aiden's turn to try and brave it round the outside, but I think he will have to fall back in line, and does so. Surely not another look. He'll just stay behind for the next couple of corners. Aiden doesn't seem as confident through these last two corners of the Grand Prix circuit as the two cars in front of him, through here and the next one. That's where the car gets quite light, I have to say, so see why. Look at that as they throw it through. Just dropping a little bit of time there, just a tenth or two, but that's all you really need in these cars to make a big difference. 30 minutes or 2 minutes to go, so we should get, what we're going to get, another 2 laps out of this one, I'd say, another 2. They continue the fight. This is the closest to on the track. That's pretty wide for Victor. That'll give Aiden a run. Victor immediately defends the inside. Aiden's going to have to go the long way around. Not going to be able to do that. Slots back in. Tries to get a better run on the exit. Maybe up the inside here. Will he do a late move? No, he stays there. Waits a little bit longer. Continues to put the pressure on Victor. Will he go up the inside here? Just like last lap he will. But he immediately sort of backs out pretty early there and decides better of it. Actually wants to get a run down the straight. Victor sees that, immediately goes to the outside, trying to break a bit of the toe. He'll go to the inside now. There you go. He goes to the inside just to cover it off, break a bit more toe. Aiden not able to go around the outside there. Good defending from Victor. Smart. That's a bad run. Immediately covers the inside for the next corner. He's driving quite well with Victor. Smart defending. He knows what he's doing, knows when he's slow, and immediately will cover the inside. Not giving Aiden any real look in. They've lost about 3 seconds now to Marnex, so that's how much looking in your mirrors affects your race time. Again, Aiden. Although that's a good run now, it's quite close. Immediately pulls out. He probably will tuck back in, I'd think, before the end of the straight. Was he getting alongside? He's somewhat alongside. Who breaks later? I think Victor does, and it's a bit wide again. Aiden will look, but Victor immediately covers the inside. Aiden will not go around the outside there. We should be on the last lap, so Aiden needs to do this on this lap. He's running out of chances each corner we go through. And off in the background was Samuel at turn 1, backwards into the gravel trap from P8. He should get out of there and maybe keep P8 as well. And that's not the best of corners made, and he's almost been covered off here by Victor. Victor's not having to really defend too much on this lap compared to the last, so it looks like he might have P3 settled, but we still have 1 or 2 more chances to go if Aiden getting close enough. But say Victor's safe at the moment, as Frankie on the final lap has had an accident where he's had to go to the pit, so he'll start, well, finish 10th and start 10th in the next one. Checker flag is out, so Liam will be crossing the line now, so Liam will take race 1 of the day. A nice gap to the rest of the field. Comfortable there for him. Marnex will take P2. I think Victor's going to take P3 ahead of Aiden. And he will. Good defending from Victor. 4 in the end, after being very unlucky in collecting Marnex at a spun. Takes P5. Scary looks like he's going to take P6. Didn't see too much of him other than bidding in the background, so well done to recover to P6. Samuel will take P7. And Paulo, with a bit of damage, takes P8. We saw Brian spin and enter the pits. He should take P9. So Paulo would start pole for race 2 of the day. You can see that housing stay there slightly over to the right. It's was all the complaining neighbours about the fact that there's a racetrack nearby. Tell you that was there first. As they all come across the line, just Brian left to finish. Very good race 1.
Yeah, that was an insane amount of action for a single race in 15 minutes. These guys, you know, if these guys are in any form of heat like we are over here in the UK right now, these guys ain't gonna last another race.
No, not at all. No, they they're gonna be very, very, very hot. That was a lot of concentration too, a lot of great defending, a lot of good driving, a lot of awareness from all the drivers too. That was really well done, I'd say. Not really any. I wouldn't say any crashes. There was only the incident where another car spun and sadly collected another one. Other than that, I don't think there was any actual incidents, which was fantastic compared to last week as they grid up for the second race of the day. So Paulo will be on pole for this one. So it's only Brian and Frankie that remained where they finished in race 1. See if Victor gets the same start as he did last time in P6. See if he gets a lot of wheel spin, or maybe dials it down this time. A lovely camera shot this of Brands Hatch sign. And everybody on the grid now for race number 2 of the day for Formula 4. Here come the lights. Who gets the best start? Maybe P3 of Ascari did. Like to say, of the front runners anyway. Liam in the background's got quite a good one. But to see how sensible they are in turn 1, everyone looks good. Immediately, Four's trying to get past everybody. Up the inside, making it 3 wide for second place into the hairpin. And it's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's a car on top of another car. There's 3 cars in the wall. Well, 2 in the wall. What 3 cars off? Aiden Young and Marnix. There was 3 wide, like quite a lot of the whole time in the hairpin. There was nowhere Ascari could have gone. He was involved in it, but I think that's just sadly racing for the 3 that are in the wall. And Liam's got off, and he's taken another car with him. He's taken Samuel with him.
Gets like a replay of that one, because that was interesting.
Behind him. What's he done here then? He's a long way behind Samuel. No way. He must lock up or something. Oh, he's just brake later than him there and just running in the back of him. Yeah, there's nothing Samuel could have done. Interesting one. But Paulo leads from 4 and Frankie 3rd, Ascari 4th, 5th for Brian. It's all a bit chaotic. We have 3 out. Aiden Young, Samuel and Marnix. It's very unfortunate for what happened at the hairpin, but I think who was it then? Aiden Young ended up on top of Ascari and then on top of Marnix, so that's how that happened. But just wheels touched and a lot.
Let's take a quick look at the replay for that opening incident there.
So it's just absolutely chaos. Nearly 3. They clip, but yeah, well, I don't think Aiden's not doing anything wrong. It's his rear wheel gets clipped, and I don't know. Ascari's he's got a car to his outside, so I don't really think he can do too much either. There's nothing Marnix did wrong at all. He's just a completely innocent bystander in that one. Apparently Liam had a crash, but I think he may have just had a spin. I expect he's got some front wing damage after ploughing into the back of Samuel. Surprised if he got away with it. This is Brian on the back of Victor, which we know can defend very well. Oh, that was a lovely warm drink, that one.
Ah.
Ooh.
Ew.
Yes, that's sat there for at least 10 minutes is what's happened there. It's that hot. I wouldn't want to be anyone in these cars if they got a drink, because that would be absolutely horrible. It's the last thing they need right now. I said Victor's good at defending, but he has lost a place to Brian, and it's because apparently he's gone off the road as he's dropped a few positions. I think he didn't crash, but he may have just stepped over the white line a bit and found some grass. He's back going again. 4 is putting the fast laps of the race so far in, of course 3 minutes in, but it's quicker than what Paulo's doing as he caught the gravel a little bit. So it stays as they were, but 4 looks to be the quicker of the 2 leaders. Got very in race 1. Quite aggressive in the first couple of corners there, making it 3 wide immediately, but all's fair and he did a very good move to get there. Now putting the pressure on the Paulo. Frankie in 3rd, doing well. Ascari just behind. I'm surprised he doesn't have any real damage on his car. In P4, seems like he's closing as well. Brian P5, Victor P6. Liam's apparently had another problem as he's P7, so clearly some damage on that car. Aiden Young and Samuel now, after fixing their damage, have returned to the race, but a lap down. Or maybe 2 laps down, actually, in the end. Let's see how they go. 4 now, continuing to put some pressure on Paulo. Paulo riding in the middle of the road there. See how wide he can make his car. 4, of course, is a race winner in Formula 4 in previous seasons. Not sure if he's won yet this season, but I know previous ones he has. Paulo as well. Race winner, I believe. Just 2 tenths quicker is 4 at the moment, but it's the fast lap of the race. There's a lot of movement from Paulo. Defends the inside. Victor now gets the fast up of the race as well. So they're all doing pretty good times. Thought Four could have gone all the way around the outside there, but doesn't in the end. He has got time on his hands. He can just sit there and apply the pressure to Paulo. It's almost a learning curve here. You can sit behind your opponent for a little while, see where they're quicker, see how they defend, learn them, see where you want to make the move. He has got 10 minutes to do so, so he does have the choice. Of course, Paul doesn't want to... Well, he's on the grass on the way in there. That's not where you want to be. Two wheels on the grass, but slowly through there, because he had to be a bit tentative as he turned in. Didn't want to be too aggressive. That's not exactly the ideal line. It's brought Four closer. Wouldn't be surprised if Four tries to set him up for his wide again there. Four, he's almost inviting Four in here. Wide a little bit on the entry there. Four is all over the back of him now. I don't know if he's going to do a move into the last corner. It might just wait, get a better exit for the straight. Here we go. Cut back up the inside immediately. He's technically already through on the timing beam. As they cross the line, Four will lead. Set him up a couple of corners ago and will complete the move in turn one. Paulo will now follow. Paulo's deep again into the corner. He's missing quite deep into turns here. Slightly overdriving the car, maybe, I wonder. Oh, look at that love. Does he go to the inside? No, he goes back. I didn't think he was going to think of a move. He might try and get some slipstream down the back straight here, make another move down into the Grand Prix section. They're slightly battling. Frankie's only 2 seconds back. If these two battle just a little bit, we'll bring Frankie into the equation. Victor's up to P5 as well, past Brian, so Victor's making his way through the field. Not too far back, to be fair. They're only all separated by about 2 seconds, so not lots of time in it. Could easily make that time up if others do battle. Paulo now he looks the faster, being the car behind. It looks like, oh, it's wide from Four, keeps it on the road, keeps it straight, slowly back on. Eventually the grip will come back to him. Paulo through, trading places once again. A mistake from Four. He worked well to get to the lead, but quickly throws it away. Under pressure there, but I wouldn't say Paulo was putting a move on him or nothing. So Four, realistically an unforced error. It's him back to P2. Already on the back again of Paulo. We'll see how long it takes him to get back through, but just helps Frankie a little bit more, I must say. Times aren't coming down, but Four will have to start racing again, meaning Paulo will go defensive, slow them down in turn. I don't think he's got a good enough run to make a move into the next turn. Paulo does cover the inside just in case, though. Goes back to the racing line. He was on the white line there, turning in. He's right on the edge of it. Better run for Four. Thinks about it, won't do it from there. It's not really a breaking point, so can't really send one up the inside there. Sits back a little bit. He might be a bit nervous through this corner this time round. Doesn't make the same mistake he did a lap ago. He stays on the road. Closes in a little bit more. Will he make the same move he did before? I don't think he's close enough this time around. He's going to get the draft down the straight. Might make the move into turn one. Paulo will defend the inside. They both go to the outside. Paulo's not really defending. Doesn't feel too threatened. He's gone very wide though. Paulo missed the apex massively, and that gives Four the run up the inside. She doesn't exactly take there. Interestingly, sits back behind. So they are, each time they lead, they are both making slight errors, allowing the other one an opportunity. Who's down the back row? Victor is slowly now closing on Ascari, so Victor is making his way through the field. They got 6 minutes to go. I don't know if Victor will get there in time. Ascari's actually got off in the background, surely collected the wall. I think he has, and yeah. Round he's gone. Victor is through into P4. I think Ascari lose a rear. I think he lost the rear right wheel. So Ascari is out. unforced error there. Liam's done the fast lap of the race, so he takes a point after having unfortunate race in this one, collecting the back of Samuel's car. But he's in P6, so still some good points. If I remember, the points do go just 10, I think 10, I think it is just 10, 9, 8, and down in ones, I believe. So it makes it a very close championship. I could be wrong with that. It could even be 12. Down somewhere, actually. So that's a defence from Paulo. Paul's going to go right round his outside of the hairpin. He's not going to pull it off. Backs out. Thinks, tries. At least he tries, but not successful this time around. He's now starting to run out of time. I'd say a few minutes ago he's got time on his hands, but he's only got 5 minutes left now, so he is running out of that time. Oh, lovely. I've written down it's a custom point system. Also, there are 2 points for the fast lap, actually, so 2 points for Liam, and that makes me think that the points are probably 10, 12, 10.
Nope, the points
like
are 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it is just
Yep.
10, 9, is it?
Okay,
so
and it's points for both the feature race, which is this one, and also the heat race, which was the first one we watched. So quite a lot of points to win if you can get the P1 in both races.
yeah, if you can get a full Grand Slam as well, getting the fast laps would also be quite helpful.
Yeah, I mean, fast lap is equivalent to finishing in 9th position in terms of points.
So Liam's respectively got himself realistically a P4 finish here with the fast lap. So he has sort of brought this race back to him, not lost too many points. As again, Paulo stays in front for now. Now he is running out of time now for. Don't know if he is settled for a second place after getting unfortunate in race 1 and leading for about a lap in this one. He will want to get back past. Frankie was unfortunate, did not quite have the pace to close in. He's still in third, but Victor is trying to close that gap. I think he might run out of time to do so. For again, just behind our reach. Can look at the back. Got Paulo there as they all use the tracking a bit more. They're scraping up the hill there. So they lift off through that corner. That's why the cars get so light, because they lift off. I hate lift off understeer. It's one thing I don't like at all. You've got to always have, almost feels like you've always got to have a foot on some sort of pedal, because as soon as you go light in a car, it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. You always feel like you got to do something about it. The slipstream there, he's sitting right behind him, trying to gain on him, use him as much as he can. They're slowly improving their lap times too. Look at that, so much of a better corner from 4. He gets a run. Paulo defends. He's not going to go around his outside, so he just feed back in, maybe try and get a better exit. Not able to do so this time. Continue just to sit. You can hear as the car leans on the tyres. Do so probably again through here. A little bit of curb there. Must unsettle the car a little bit there. Probably not his ideal line he wants. Or best run. Bit of a gap as well. Reception will help, but not enough to get through. They have to go straight through this part. Massively. It's a lovely corner there. Really playing with the throttle through there. How much curve has he taken this time by? Not much. Paulo's gone around. Paulo's gone. Paulo's gone. He saw it. He waited. You heard him sort of lift off and wait. I think Frankie's actually gone wide in response, and Victor's through into second. I'm not sure if Frankie hit him. Oh, he might have. Frankie saw a spun Paulo and has had a moment himself, which, oh no, it's cost Frankie. He's properly crashed and he's out. That's unfortunate. Final lap as well now. 4 will lead the final lap. He's going to take this extremely carefully this time round. Victor now up to P2 after 2 cars spin in front of him. He must have felt what a fantastic end to the race for him. Paulo has got back going without any damage, I think. He's got a second back to Brian with P3. Liam's now up to P5 because of this as well. That was so unfortunate for Frankie, and of course for Paulo. Just the car must have got light on him. Through the blind corner that we talked about. It's right on the limit of the cars. It's just had to eventually happen. Right, and the last couple of laps when you just don't want it to happen. No mistakes were needed. The pressure was on from Fort. He really was keeping Paulo honest, but in the end, Paulo made the mistake. Fort will take this extremely cautious. Yeah, look at this. He is not pushing too much. It's definitely not a qualifying lap here from Fort, because he wants to take this win. The number 10 car wants the full 10 points. Comes around the last corner. Eases it to the line. Ford will take race 2 of the Formula 4 series in Brands Hatch. Crosses the line easily. In the end, it will be Victor that takes P2, just ahead of Paulo. Very close in the end. Victor really,
that was
really
so
called that
close.
there. Yeah, he was celebrating a bit too much, and Paulo was going to try and sneak through. Look at that, 4 seconds off.
I bet Paolo then was doing that thing that they do in the go-karts, where he's just trying to shunt himself forward in his seat.
Forward, yeah. Absolutely. Everybody could get.
And stick his arm out a bit in front of his car.
He's just trying to push himself a bit more, quickly lose some weight, sneeze or something, get something out of you just to get to the end and get through. Liam's going to take P5. Yeah, extremely close there from Victor. Really confident to be weaving and celebrating for that long. Paulo going to be a little annoyed that he dropped it at the end there and lost the win. Takes a podium still, but that's not going to help really right now. So the results are as Ford will take the win. Victor takes P2 in a good, impressive showing. Paulo takes P3 after leading, well, you have to say, 85%, maybe even, it was probably even 90 realistically percent of the race. You know, it's 11 lap race in the end. He led 9 of them. So Paulo takes P3, Brian takes P4, Liam takes P5 after first lap incident. Scary had a moment, takes P6. Aiden was very unlucky at the start. Frankie in the end he ends up going off in avoidance and losing a podium, but he takes PA. He's going to be a bit annoyed with that one. Samuel takes P9. Nothing he could do. And Marnex in P10 again. Nothing he could do at the start with first lap crash. Formula 3 next. Same circuit. This could be absolutely fantastic. It's always fascinating to see the differences between the two cars. Formula 4's quite light, quite, rear happy. Formula 3... very difficult to slow down. They lock the rears a lot. They're very difficult on the brakes. Very twitchy cars, but faster than these. More downforce, so the rear's a bit more compact. But yeah, the brakes, the rear, they lock up quite a bit, and they very, very difficult to slow down. But they are quicker, and they should have less issues through the fast section of the circuit. Let's see how they go, though. The racing should be fantastic.
On that note, we will start setting that up. So we shall be back in... let's give it 10 minutes. Approximately 10 minutes. Give Wes a quick break so he doesn't end up losing his voice. And then and then we shall be back with the F3. Stay tuned. Back soon.
Hello and welcome back to the Formula 3 now for round number 5 of the season. I've just seen the temperatures there. It says 26 degrees. So in the game, it's cooler than it is in real life, just about, I think, if I just check my weather app, wherever that is. Oh, it's right next to my photos. There it is. Let's see what weather we're dealing with here. Oh, at the bar, it's actually, I'm lying to you, it's apparently 23 where I am now, but in London it's 27, so it's hotter in real life as they all start their qualifying laps. I wouldn't want to be in these cars. I guess you get a little bit of wind to your face. Maybe you might put the visor up slightly just to get a bit more, but as William just absolutely has just, he's dropped that, and he's got to get it. It's that hot in the gravel, which is just absolutely lava. He'll get another lap in. Luckily he dropped it before he started one, I guess. But that's a repair bill you don't want at the beginning of qualifying. So I got the track map up because I know the names of the corners. But I didn't want to say them in full confidence and get them wrong because I didn't exactly know the corner names of the Grand Prix. So we're about to go down into Hawthorne, which I knew, but couldn't remember if that was the right one or not, because then we go through here and then into Westfield, and the next one I'm not exactly certain actually upon, but I just, what do you think it is? Dale. That's the one I didn't know. It is Sterling's, yeah. Well, all the straights have names as well. That's brilliant. Okay, but he's just gone down Bradham Straight into Paddock Hill Bend, which is absolutely lovely. Back up Pilgrim's Rise into Druids. Absolutely world famous. You could get it wrong because Graham Hill Bend is next, and you would have thought maybe the hill might be up the top, but no, it's not. It's here. Through there, down Cooper Straight. Then we're gonna go into Surtees as well, which is an absolutely lovely corner. I'm pretty certain, I'm not exactly certain, I think it's the Surtees S's on the Indy circuit, I think they just call it that, which goes into Clark. But yeah, down Pilgrim's Drop, noticing a pattern there by the way as well, into Hawthorns, and then Derek Minder Straight. So, looks like I don't know sadly who he is, but I'm sure he was probably a pretty good driver because the rest of the names on this circuit are fantastic racing drivers, so assuming he's quite a good driver as well. It's an absolutely lovely circuit. Let's see how quick it is in a Formula 3. See, cause probably, let's see, it's going to be 10 seconds quicker maybe then? No, it's not going to be 10, is it? Oh, they did. What did they do in the end? Oh, he's not at the best a corner. Ooh, what times did they do in Formula 4? It was 1:29 nights? No, so, I'm not sure if the limits are worse in the F3s, but yeah, no one has done a successful one. Liam, has he done one? Ah, Liam, well done. All at once. There you go, Williams on one, Liam's down one, and Aiden's all put some times in. This is going to be a lot less chaotic than last week, which might be the reason why we have a few limited grid here, because last week at Long Beach was, yes, chaotic. So a few might be taking a week off, which I don't blame them for. Yeah, I think we've learned that it wouldn't go well driving around Monaco in these cars. In iRacing, it seems Long Beach was tight enough. We don't have the two French, we're missing a few of the French drivers, a few others here. We still do have Matteo though, Matteo's here. Missing Carlos, I've noticed, as well. Yeah, missing a couple. Andy Tapman's not here as well. That's another one. Ascari's not joined us. Yes. Wow, Liam smashed that. Yeah. a second up the road in the end. Paulo has done all of his times. He won't be getting an actual lap in, so he will start P6. He is on one, but he has completed 2 laps already, so this won't count, but probably going to get a few more laps in. I was getting used to the Formula 3 car again. So I do wonder exactly what the limit on the track is. I do assume it's just realistically the grass. I know it's normally the middle of your car, but if it is the middle of the car goes to the white line or the curb, I'm not sure, because if it is the curb, they might be counting some of the runoff as the curb around here. Although will cross the line, his time won't count. Don't know what he did. He did do a 17.6, so it still would have been second. To be fair, it is quick enough for second, so it is looking like it's going to be an extremely close fight for P2. Aiden Young, William, Frankie, and Paulo all around exactly the same time markers. So we'll see how close this fight is. You don't always need a lot of cars to have good racing. Rallycross, we only realistically normally have about maximum 8 cars on the grid at once in one race, and that's only, you can have absolutely chaotic races in 5 minutes there. So we've got a 20-minute race between these 6. It could be extremely close. This track does lend itself to some good racing. You can go side by side through the whole of it if you really have good respect with the other driver. So we should see. Race 1 was extremely exciting in Formula 4 for the first 5 minutes. We had absolutely cars everywhere. As all over there, it's finding the limits of the circuit. Oh, that's a lovely car. Look at that, man. Wow. Hello, Aiden. It's a Brawn. It's a Brawn, mate. It's the Brawn. The Brawn GPO one. Look at it. And all of its best year of my life. I am a was it? Oh, I am a Button fan, and yeah, that was it for me. I was a kid, and I remember one of my first memories actually. My first one is Hamilton going off in China in 2007 or whatever it was. So he lost the championship or whatever. It was something to do with that. I remember him going off in the entry to the pit lane in the gravel or whatever. Then, like everything else is, racing. I was a kid, so it was all somewhat a blur. But the 2008 finale is scratched in my head. Watching that live, that was fantastic. And then the next year, obviously, Button winning. As a fan of Button, as a kid, all I knew was he might not have a drive from my dad. And then next thing I knew, suddenly he turned up in a Brawn and was on pole and won. So, as a kid, that was a dramatic year, that one. And that is a fantastic looking car. That just so simple, but so brilliant at the same time. Liam starts on pole. Aiden will be from P2, William in P3, Frankie P4 in his lovely pink with a rainbow, and Carl just disappeared. Hopefully we'll be back. Matteo in P5, Paul in P6. We have lost Frankie, see if he comes back. Pink car has disappeared. Who gets the best start? That's an extremely even getaway from the 5 cars. Frankie's pink car appears in the pit lane. He's just decided to start from the pit lane. He didn't have faith that it was going to be a clean turn 1 for some weird reason. But Frankie comes back out in P6 and it was all clean as Paulo up the inside of Matteo. Bit of a moment on the exit. Matteo still there on the inside, but Paulo might have it done. He's going to go extremely wide and off the road. Returns back into P5. Matteo stays in P4. In his nice yellow, white and black car. Bit of a moment on the exit there. Finds a bit of the grass too. All of these are lovely looking cars. I'm a big fan of looking at liveries. Everybody seems a little bit of weaving going on there, I think, from a few of the cars. But Liam leads in the Red Bull livery, followed by the Brawn livery car. Which does now, it's starting to look like 2009 all over again. There we go. That little bit of a sunrise. What was that? A little bit of glass in front of him. Might defect some of the air. Look at that. They're all warming up their tyres still on that one here. Interesting. The difference between, we didn't see anyone do that in Formula 4, so it's the level of grip difference they need in these faster Formula 3 cars. Just needing that extra bit of grip as they fly down the hill. It must be absolutely fantastic to do in these. Paulo's gained back on the turn, but not close enough just yet. Look at that, you can see the power difference on the exit. You didn't see anyone really struggle on the exit of the corners in the Formula 4 cars. It was more the way in, trying to control the rear. But in these Formula 3 cars, the exit of the corner, you see them all a bit squirrely and just trying to find the traction. It's a lot harder. They've got so much more power in these cars to put down to the track that they often find themselves looping around on the exit of corners if they've been too tough. And, we've got a lovely view from William. Paulo has taken Matteo. Yeah, dark green, and I'd say it's gold. Would you agree? It's gold, really? Oh no, I wouldn't call that yellow. It's definitely a lovely gold colour, and it does do it very nicely in the 154 car. I think he does have the same livery on the Formula 4 car when he drives it as well. Of course, last season these drivers had to be separated. They had to all be in either F3 or F4 this season. They can chop and change and be in both if they want, or just one. Kevin last week sat and watched Formula 4 and then raced in Formula 3. Decided he didn't want to do Formula 4, but he was quite happy to sit and watch them. But sometimes he does drive in Formula 4. It's completely a preference, completely different cars to drive. Of course, Paulo back behind Matteo again now, so he did get past him, but he's back behind again. They're going to have to find another way through. Look at the helmet design there of Paulo. It's always nice to look at the helmet design. You can find out a little bit more about the driver as well with the helmet design. Often, compared to the car, obviously, people will change the liveries all the time. He's up the inside now, but they don't change the helmets nearly as much, unlike F1 drivers. Look how close they are! Look how close they are! That was lovely. They're going to go side by side through there. That's also lovely. They're still going to go side by side. Matteo's going to be there for the next corner as well. That's a long way round. Is it done? I'd say Matteo's sort of got a nose there. He's still got a nose. They're going to touch. They both fully locked up there once they realised they had touched, but you can argue that I'm not sure whose fault this is. That's Frankie. Hello, Frankie. There you go. He did pick up pieces eventually for the pit lane start. Like I said, his nose was still there, so yeah, Matteo did nothing wrong, maybe, is my initial thoughts. Maybe his nose was still there. I know he wasn't fully alongside, but he had the next corner. He doesn't have to back out. He's on the inside. There's a big debate at the moment, isn't there, in Formula 1 with the whole... They've sort of almost trying to change the rules with if you're on the outside or the inside, if like you can force them off or not. I can't remember what exactly they're changing the rules to. I think there was an incident, was it 2019 with Leclerc and Verstappen, that wouldn't be allowed now, but was allowed back then, which is interesting. It's something about pushing each other off the road and giving enough room or something. I'm not sure exactly on it. All I know is realistically, you've got to always leave the car's width, even if it's not alongside. If his front wing's there, you've got to leave the car's width, because otherwise you're just asking for an incident, really. But it's always just down to being fair at the end of the day. But if they start changing rules, that's where interpretations come into it. A little bit of a gap from Liam in the lead now. Aiden versus William will start to begin for Peter. I think the other drivers got away with no real damage there, Matteo and Paulo. It seems like surely Matteo might have picked up a little front wing damage from that. I think Paulo might get away with it, but they both locked their brakes as soon as the contact was made, so it did limit the damage. It didn't turn him fully around. William now has closed the gap to Aiden. The American William, which has taken some wins. He took a win last week in Long Beach in the, I'm going to say the Formula 4s, as Frankie is now dropped back behind Paulo. I want to say it was because I think Formula 3 last week yes, I think he took the win in race 1 of Formula 4. Can't remember exactly. One of the Guidardini brothers took the win in race 1 of the Formula 3s. William might have won the last race of the day in Formula 3s. I could be wrong. There was a lot going on last week, a lot of incidents. Paulo's now retaken the tail as well. Someone's missed a slight gear there through there. I think it might have been Aiden. Looking at the way the cars are, Williams a little bit closer than he was before the corner. So they fly through the last turn onto the main straight. Liam continues to increase his lead, just 3 tenths quicker on that lap, but lead gets bigger and bigger. William continues to put the pressure on Aiden. He's quite unfortunate in the last race of the Formula 4s. Here's the 3 behind. You've got Frankie, Matteo and Paulo racing for P4. So it's a fight realistically just outside the podium, but still a good fight between these 3. Frankie in the lovely pink car with the rainbow on the front. Really does stand out in the crowd. Bit wide entry there from Aiden, I must say. I'm sure he just might have missed his actual peak turn-in point there, but held it well. Stays ahead of William for now. George says, don't remind me about 2007. So George clearly was watching back then. Paulo has fallen back behind into P6 again, so he's having a up and down race so far. I'm not sure how he's doing this, but he must be going off somewhere. It just keeps costing him time. He keeps it straight but pointing the right way. He hasn't actually this time. He's 8 seconds back, so Paulo has had probably a spin somewhere. Drops down to 6th, and he has now entered the pit, so he may have found a wall as well. Yeah, 2007. What a crazy years. 2007, all of the chaos with Hamilton and Alonso, and then Raikkonen wins. In 2008, Massa, Hamilton, crazy finish. A little bit of a grass cut there from William, interestingly. 2009, the chaos of Braun not being able to, Honda leaving, Braun coming in, Button wins, all the diffuser things. And then Red Bull start dominating from, well, it wasn't even domination, was it? Exactly from 2010 onwards. It was quite, still an interesting season. But slowly, how times change, and the cars obviously changed massively. They were quite small back in 2009. When you think back to it compared to today's 2022 cars, massive difference. They were a lot closer in 2009 to these Formula 3 cars. That's why the Braun livery there works so well. These two quite close on lap times as well. Personal best, well, Aiden is matching his PB on that last lap, so he's within a 10th of it. So he's doing a good time. Of course, with him a little up there, but he's keeping him completely honest, right on the back of him. A little bit of slipstream helping him along the way as well. Back onto the Grand Prix circuit for another lap around the halfway point for race number 1. Just behind. It's close, but not quite close enough. Can't really do too much late braking in these cars. They are tentative on the brakes. William will know that. They really do rev quite high as well, these cars. It's fantastic noise. That was on the limit with the rear left of William. Looks like he's driving a little bit quick through those last 2 corners. Probably got a little run, see how he does on this corner. He's actually got a quite nice run, keep on the road, right to the line. A lot quicker through there. You could argue he looks quicker, but he's just behind. Lap time wise, what did he do? He does do his new personal best of the race, and it's quicker than Aiden's personal best. Look how close he is. Oh, he got so close, he actually locked the front right brake there. Got away with it. Had a moment on the exit of the corner as well, so he is now lapping quicker than Aiden, but he was that much quicker that he nearly ran into the back of him. So he has got another 10 minutes to go in the race to try and find a way through, as Matteo has slowly been caught by Frankie. It's within a second now. Frankie decided to start from the pit lane to avoid any chaos that there was, but it wasn't really any too much. He has closed up to the back of Matteo after an incident between him and Paul. Frankie not exactly using all the road as he goes to do. Yes, he does go to the edge just before the turn. Carries quite a bit more speed than Matteo through there as well. Closing the gap, closing the gap. How much? Neither of those cars using all of the runoff, unlike the guys just up the road at the front. So it is maybe might show how much difference it is on, you know, going off the road and technical in the laws of the rules. It's not gaining advantage because there's no track limits, it seems. That's a better run from Frankie. Up the inside of Matteo he goes. Extra speed, don't touch in a straight line, but he got away with it. Frankie up the inside, bit twitchy I must say, but they're side by side through turn 1. Frankie on the inside for turn 2 up at Druids. Is he done? A little bit of a moment on the brakes, but he is through and past Matteo for P4. And it's a bit wide from Matteo as well. A moment for Matteo, keeps it out of the wall, I think. Yeah, I believe he does. He keeps it out of the wall, just a little bit wide on the turn 3. Causes his car to step out on him. William then. Lovely view from his car. Got to get back on to Aiden. They are matching each other every lap and lap times, as Aiden has now just put his fast lap of the race in. Which, right. So then, fastest laps in the race, their PBs are 0.01. There's a big bit of a moment there for, I think it was Aiden, off of each other. So they're 100th off each other in their PB lap times. That like curve, I guess, whatever. So that's how close these two are in lap time. So you could argue whichever one gets P2 here has just been more consistent, because pace-wise they're equal. So this could be interesting battle here to continue through the rest of the race. See if William can get a bit closer. He's not scared of any of the curves. He's using all of them when they appear. Not there, actually. They're not running as wide through that corner as they were in the Formula 4s, interestingly. Absolutely lovely corner. Absolutely lovely corner. To jump down, look at that. Yeah, not afraid. Using every little bit of curve, every bit of track he can. We'll say a little bit more confident than Aiden. Look at that. Right to the limit of the circuit. Properly using every piece of the road as Liam puts another fast lap of the race in. And William has put his fast lap of the race on that lap as well. So he is driving faster than Aiden at this moment in the race. A little lock up again from Aiden. I think it's the front right he's locking there. William looks quicker, looks more confident. They're actually through the corners. Close this gap back down again. Does of course have the benefit of slipstream, but I'd say he's using, I wouldn't say he's gaining in the slipstream, it's more definitely the corners where he looks faster. So I wouldn't put his fast lap down to the fact that he was in the slipstream, because that does probably help as well. But yeah, so he's now, I'd say with the time he's done, he's not a lot quicker though than Aiden. He's only separated the time, instead of it being 100th, it's 800ths instead. So, you know, it's still pretty close lap times between the two of them. 5 minutes to go as well. It's a good run again from William. I don't think the slipstream's as powerful in these cars as the Formula 4s. Will he have a run? He has a run. Can't have a look though. The braking's a bit harder. He's very close here. Got to have a run here. Got to have a run. Surely we'll have a look. Aiden can feel that. Goes to the inside to defend. William round the outside. It's possible, but it's not going to happen surely on the exit. No, he's still there. He will be on the inside for the next corner. Up the inside in turn 3. William is through. Aiden surely will try and get him back immediately. Not going to look up the inside here. It's all about getting a good run off in this corner. try and get a good... Williams not got the best of runs, so surely Aiden might have a look. He's less than a 10th. He goes to the outside. He has to get this move done before the corner because the next two are both right-handers, so it's realistically pointless to be on the outside. Two right on the outside he goes. Surely he feeds back in. He does so. Easy to defend that corner, really, because the next one's also a right-hander. And then the next one's also a right-hander, so you really got to be on the inside. Matteo has sadly jumped to the pits, so he's out of this one. William immediately, look at the gap he's got, nearly a second, lots of curb, lots of grass, keeps it on the road. Stays ahead for now. Look at the gap he's built, he's got a massive gap. We're in a few corners. Liam does another fast lap of the race. Out front. Don't worry about him. There's an apex somewhere for William. It's alright, he remains on the road. 8 tenths now the gap. Let's see if Aiden can now chase him back down. They are, of course, close on lap time, so I wouldn't expect William realistically to do... Oh, he used a lot of curb, that's way too much. It lifted the front end up. He's eventually going to find the road again. He gets it all sorted out, goes immediately to the inside. I'm not sure if that's to defend or just get out of the way, but he will lose the place back to Aiden. Through Aiden goes, so William's going to do it all over again as Paulo has passed Frankie, which has now entered the pits after having a spin, I think, somewhere on the circuit. So he is also now out of this one too, but again the battle is between William and Aiden. Extremely close on lap time. Said it would be whoever's the most consistent, and well, William looked like he might just be the quicker one of the two, but he did take too much curb and it hit the bottom of the car out, lifted him up in the air. Oh, he's so close, he spun, he was just so much faster. He's ended up in the gravel. He won't beat you, spin it back round, but 2 minutes to go. That is not a gap he's going to be closing back down. I said it will be about who's the most consistent. And in the end, that looks like it's going to be Aiden. The fastest, though, is definitely Liam. He's long gone up the road. And he clearly enjoys this car and this circuit combination. Extremely well done by William as well, of course, not to hit Aiden. There is up the road in front of us is Frankie. Off it and stays well out of the way. Let's see how William takes the circuit. See how much curb he uses. Small touch of it. Nicely on the exit. Does he change a gear down here, or is it just... Yeah, one gear down, flies through, yep. He uses some of the exit curb. Is it the same here? One gear change down? Yeah, one gear. Oh, moment really lovely. That's lovely. That he must feel cool with that one. So it's an awesome feeling as long as you save it, because if you don't save it, it feels dreadful. But he's obviously pushing quite hard. He's got a 12-second gap. He doesn't need to be doing that at all. What are we going to do? You're going to go on to the final lap now. And the fact that he wants to see if he pushes that hard on the final one too. Look at him. He's pushing extremely hard into the last corner. That's not someone driving slowly through turns one. Proper doing some qualifying laps here, almost. This is how to drive an F3 car. Aiden Young has just put his fast lap on the race in on that last lap too, so he's not slowing down, and he's got a 12-second gap back to William as well. So none of these drivers are driving slowly at all. Liam clearly enjoying driving this car. He didn't have the most luck in Formula 4, but clearly trying to save his day in Formula 3. Quite a lifted off like twice through that corner there. Let's see. And again there, quite a lot of lift off compared to the last lap. Last lap he was quite flat, so a bit tentative. Let's see if he goes the same through here. Yep, not as nowhere near his same amount of moment as last time, but through he goes. That'll be him, his connection dropping in and out, but it's alright, nothing happened there. Going into the last corner for the last time of this one. 2 gears down, through he goes. Oh, it just sticks lovely, doesn't it? Liam's going to take race 1 in the Formula 3 today. He just drove away from everybody else, 13 seconds up the road. And he matched the far last lap nearly sets the fastest lap of the race, but doesn't on the last one. Aiden was the most consistent out of him and William, takes P2. In the Brawn car, it's a good result there for Aiden. He does his fast lap of the race on the final lap as well. So William has gone a bit slow on the last lap as well. So William may have slowed down. See what he does when he comes to the line. Yeah, he has slowed down a little bit on those last couple of laps, maybe some damage on Williams' car, but takes P3 in race number 1. And Paulo will be coming around shortly. He actually had a faster lap than the 2 cars ahead of him, so Paulo maybe without, he had quite a few bits of drama though. He did end up going off the road a few times in that white race, so interestingly, so Paulo P4 in the race was second fastest, so we'll see what he can do in the next one. Matteo across the line in P6, starts on pole for the next one though. See how the start goes there. It's always a bit chaotic when it's a reverse grid. Matteo will start pole, Frankie start second, Paulo third, William fourth, Aiden fifth, and Liam P6. See how this one goes. Be interesting to see if Aiden can get ahead of William, see if Liam can come through, see what Paulo can do from third. Seems quicker than the 2 cars on first and second. Will Frankie start in the pits again? He's the only car not on the grid yet, so he might well do. He's got about 20 seconds to get to the grid if he's going to. Almost being like Alonso, being left on the jacks maybe in the pit lane. I can't see his car in there, so we'll see if he just ends up going to the pits in about 8 seconds time. Race number 4 of the day, race 2 of the Formula 3s, 20-minute race. He will start on the grid as well, all 6 cars on the grid this time. Who gets the best start? It's Liam realistically from the back that gets the best start. Matteo's got a good one in the lead and he's long gone. He's safe into turn 1. And Williams had to dodge Frankie, gone straight into the gravel. Does he avoid all the walls? He does. He'll eventually get out of there. And everybody else is good. Paulo's passed. Oh, Frankie's off as well. He'll eventually return. Bit of rally crossing down the hill, but he's fine. Paulo's got a bit wide. Everybody's a little bit wide, but top 5 all in a line. William just in the background, but he's okay. Just gonna wall out their tyres to see if anyone weaves again on lap 1 this time round. Matteo leads, Paulo P2, third for Aiden, Liam 4th. And immediately the 2 cars, 1 and 2 attack, 3 and 4 attack. They've all gone to the outside though, so I'll be surprised if Paulo can go around. I'll be surprised if Liam can go around. They're both going to do it. They're still side by side. Liam's through the P3. Paulo has to settle for second. Look how much faster Liam is. No, I wouldn't go around the outside of them there. He definitely thought about it and has to settle there. 4 P3 at the moment, but he wants to get through as quick as he can. Already up to third. He's got off! He saves it. Aiden will go through. Possibly Paulo also went off, but didn't go off enough to slow him down too much. And again, Paulo's off. He's all the 4 off. He's still off. He's eventually going to find the wall if he's not. If he's lucky, we can rejoin. Aiden to the outside of Liam. Maybe a cut back down the hill. He's not going to be able to do it. Paulo eventually returns back to the track. He stays ahead of William. Paulo now does fall actually to P6. Liam's in P2, just ahead of Aiden. Frankie in P4. As they all survive through. And Frankie's actually got quite a good run on Aiden, I must say here. See if he... Does he go? He's going to the outside. Go on, Frankie, round the outside of Aiden. Does he do it? He's still there. Aiden has the inside, of course, but Frankie, no, it runs out of road eventually. Has to settle back in for 4th place, but taking the fight to Aiden. Liam already on the back of the toe. He's going to probably try and get him before the last turn, I reckon. What's he, a 10th behind? Look at him, he's all over the back of him. He's going to look to the outside of Matteo. He's disappeared. He eventually will return. The Australian internet, unfortunate for him. But he's still in the race course. Does he get a run? I think he's got a slight run just ahead. He goes to the outside of Matteo. Can't go through just yet. Matteo holds on to lead for another corner. How much will he fight this? Liam immediately sends one up the inside. Matteo does squeeze him a little, but it's fine. Good racing room. And Liam is through into first. Wasn't waiting around, Liam, just to get in the lead and drive away and get 2 wins today here at Brands. That's what he wants. He likes this circuit, and now we'll try and drive away a little bit of a moment on the exit there. Everybody is okay. So Williams has fallen back behind Paulo again. So Williams had a moment somewhere. It's the only car not in the picture there as well. Might be just as they enter this corner. He's probably leaving the last one. Matteo's off the road in the background. It's going to be a good save. Well held. Loses the position to Aiden, but extremely well held to get back on there, because when that grips back up, it's easy just to throw it the other way. But well done to him. Good hold there. Frankie got Paulo all over the back of him. So some good squabbling in the first couple of minutes of this race. Just like the Formula 4s, good awareness from the drivers. Frankie has a little look, another little one. Matteo sees him. Matteo's wide turn one, will touch the gravel, but survives. Will he defend? No, he doesn't. Frankie's up the inside of him, but block up from Matteo to avoid. Frankie is through with the P3. Fastest lap goes to William at the moment. Oh, big moment on the way into the corner from Matteo. Paulo will have a run. Surely up the inside. He goes for it, but that's not really going to touch. And there they go. Around they go. Synchronized swing. And off they go. And you could have seen that one coming. Another moment, I think, for William. So he doesn't pass these two because he's busy having his own moment. But there he is. He's found the wall and he's out of this one. I'm not sure what he's doing on his own here. He's locked up onto the hairpin. So he's had a silly one there.
Oh, why did he teleport back? He didn't hit anything.
I think that's the third time he's spun in the space of 5 minutes. And unless he's because his wheels, if you notice, his wheels just stayed in the same position the entire way till he hits the wall there. So that's unfortunate for the American driver from Texas. He's now out of this one. Liam's putting some fastest laps of the race in. Hayden's trying to stick with him here. They've all spread out a little bit now after the incident between Matteo and Paulo. A little bit of a gap, but Aiden in P2 is going to try and chase Liam down. It's going to be a difficult task. Frankie just 1.2 behind, or less than that now as they leave the corner. So Paulo versus Matteo will be the one to look out for. They've now had an incident, but we'll see if that goes to the should or not. You can argue either or there. I think Paulo was up the inside. See, that's the thing. Paulo was up the inside, but but then that door's always going to close because the apex of the corner is where Matteo was going to always go. But you can also argue that did Paulo earn the right to more room as his front wing / front tyre was there, and that's why racing's fun. And up the inside he goes. Paulo up the inside again. They're going to touch again. It's nearly the same incident. And Matteo's in the wall. And now that one can now be also argued, but possibly it's a worse off case as Matteo is now out and damage surely to Paulo's car. Yeah. I had Paulo earn the room to a car's width, yes. But then you have to argue, was he always going to be up? Yes, he was always going to make the corner, wasn't he? It's not like he wasn't going to make it. Yeah. Fun. You'd argue that maybe that's not exactly Paulo's fault. A bit of a dive, but it wasn't a obnoxious move. It was doable. So yeah, that's a fun racing, isn't it? It's not quite the same as football. It's offside or it's not offside. There's room for interpretation and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I'm sure the second one probably will go to the stewards. If maybe it's down to Matteo if he reports it or not. Even Paulo could report it too, as well. To be fair, but let's put Matteo out of this one. Let's see then. It's a battle of lap times now as Frankie and Aiden, of course, matched each other in their fastest laps and their last laps as well. So they are just literally matching each other lap for lap. Liam's just that bit quicker than them. As you can see, the gap slowly opening up. Liam slowly driving away. He was the safety car in Bathurst for the GT3s. Since then, he's done some rounds racing in the GT3 as well, in the Mercedes. Done okay. Clearly a Red Bull fan. The liveries, which are nice liveries, of course. Predictable, nice. Never actually had a Red Bull. Have you ever had a Red Bull before?
Well, the drink?
Yeah, you ever had a Red Bull?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm more of a fan of, like, the alternative one to the market, but yeah, Red Bull's alright.
Oh, so you're a fan of a Monster? Or is it maybe a Rockstar?
No.
No,
Monsters all the way.
Okay.
I have a mega sweet tooth.
Which colour? Which one? Because is it the mango one?
Oh,
the mango
God,
blue
yeah.
one?
The blue one,
Yeah.
the mango one is.
Yeah, I
is-
had a bunch of friends that I remember when that suddenly became. I remember it went from the green and black one to suddenly everyone had those mango ones just everywhere. They just out pop. I didn't drink them, so suddenly I just noticed that everybody was holding a different coloured one in their hand out of nowhere. But yeah, you can really tell when someone opens one of those.
Yeah, very nice. And I always have to try the latest flavour when it's released.
Yeah. I know you can tell when someone opens a Red Bull as well. Cool. If no one's ever smelled a Red Bull. You can when someone opens a can of it, give it a smell. It really is quite strong actually. And, yeah, it's quite a strong smell. It's a big moment for Liam again. Now he's starting to get used to that. Doesn't really affect him anymore. Yeah, quite a. Oh, I don't have energy drinks. I've never had one. I don't think I could deal with one. I think I'd be hyper for the next 2 years. So I stick with Coke and stay there. That works for me.
The powder or the drink?
No, the drink. Oh, you wouldn't want me on that. I think. I don't stop talking now. Can we imagine then? I'd be like one of the auctioneers. I think if I had any of that, that would that would never go down too well. Well, it's always been a joke at work actually. If that has give me some of that and see what happens. It'll be quite an entertaining day, but I don't know. I think it's the same effect of having probably a energy drink.
About 15 energy drinks, yes.
Is it 50? Is it would be quite a lot? Yeah, 15. Yeah. Do you drink energy drinks as just a casual like a drink, or is it literally for you to get energy? As it was. That's a big moment. Oh,
that's close. Yeah, it's a bit of both for me, really. I mean,
I bet it's not the same as the initial kick, is it? Is there a kick to it at all, like the initial first one you have?
Not the first one, no. But my tolerance to caffeine is quite high, so it takes two. It takes two if I want to wake up.
Wow.
Yeah, I just generally enjoy them for the flavors.
I remember when it was a bit of a marketing war between Red Bull and Monster and all that. I remember that. Bit of suddenly every extreme sport or something was either sponsored by Red Bull or Monster, and there was all this big thing of which one do you drink, and who sponsors what. Slowly died down now. I feel like Monster's sort of slowly given up on the marketing side of things. You don't see it as much. I remember back in 2009 when it was, of course, the Red Bull Formula 1 car, and then Braun had, got sponsored a little halfway through the season, I think, by Monster. Suddenly the Monster logo was on Button's helmet and stuff like that. He just little bits and bobs creeped in. It was like, okay, but slowly, Red Bull sort of they're everywhere, so it's sort of faded back out.
And there's a really interesting reason for that, actually. In that Red Bull isn't actually a energy drink manufacturer. In fact, Red Bull don't make anything. Red Bull is simply a marketing company. And they hire external companies to make the things that they sell. So you won't actually find that Red Bull has a factory making Red Bull drinks. They buy it all from a supplier and stick their logo on it and then market it. which is why they've got such a huge budget to stick their name on everything.
Yeah, they do a very, very good job of sticking their name absolutely everywhere. They are. You can probably not go to a motorsport category in the world and not see something with a Red Bull logo on it somewhere. They're and then not even that, not even just that, like, you know, water skiing, plane, when people do plane racing or whatever as well, like all of it, everything, like it's just everywhere. Any sport, even in football, of course, as well. Who did they sponsor? I think there was an American team they might sponsor. If I'm not wrong. Not sure which one it was. I feel like it maybe might be someone to do with New York, but I could be wrong with that one. But yeah, they're just absolutely everywhere, which is, yeah, I guess you couldn't come up against a company like that. But then you could say that Rocket as a company as well are absolutely everywhere as well now. And that's just, what is that? I think it's I'm not even sure. It's a phone, isn't it?
I have no idea. I really have no idea. I know the logo, I know the name, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with phones. I think, but I'm not sure if it's like just a data. But I don't know. I think it's a. I don't think it's like a. It's not like a. So when you buy a phone off, so I'm not sure, but I know there's something to do with phones. But I'm not a clue. But they sprung out of nowhere and they started putting their name absolutely everywhere. That's wide from Liam, but he's fine. He's got a nice 7-second gap. He continues to smash fast laps after fast laps in. His last lap, he put a fast lap of the race so far in. 5 to go. All over the place, though, I must admit. He really is using every piece of the road and then more. If you even think about it, well, yeah, Red Bull won't make anything, but they've even got their own racetrack.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I mean,
which we are going to next week as well.
Yeah, the owner of Red Bull bought that.
Yeah, it's just nuts. That's just. It's just mental, isn't it? But technically, so it's not even realistically actually just an energy drink, but it's just a marketing company has a Formula One car, and technically for like quite a few years now, they've built a pretty good one too. Like, it's just the power of money, I guess. At the end of the day, that is. With money,
it's exactly the same thing. Like, you know, this year's the first year that they've actually gone out and built something of their own. You know,
Yeah.
where they've built the powertrains. But realistically, it's been, you know, everything has been sourced from companies that are building it, and then they slap the Red Bull name on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite fascinating though, isn't it? You really can. Almost shows you the power of, if you put all the right pieces together, you can really do something better. But it's always good to have a bit of a big backing. But then gotta admit, if Red Bull came knocking anytime soon with anything, source of money, and they said, could you do this? You'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. Absolutely. It's just such a anomalous brand now to be part of too. There's so many people part of it. Seems like a good company to be a part of.
Well, the whole sporting side of Red Bull, it was the intention was all to give Red Bull the brand that it was for athletes, which therefore makes the general public buy it. Like the whole fact that they're in, the whole fact that they're in all the sport was just a marketing ploy.
Crazy, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I guess it must have worked. It must have, you know what I mean? They wouldn't still be around if it worked.
I mean,
so.
you know what? Let's Google this. Red Bull yearly turnover.
Yeah.
That's 9.8 billion a year.
Yeah, I'd say it worked then.
Yeah, maybe slightly worked on that one.
Slightly worked. And the amount of money they must spend, and that's... Yeah, that's worked pretty well for them.
And to be fair, Monster ain't that far behind. With,
oh, they're not?
No.
They're still quite... So they're doing well now.
6 billion yearly.
Wow.
Considering they
Do
make
you?
their own drinks and actually manufacture
Yeah.
everything, so they only do the one thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, they do have like sports sponsorships in some places. I think Mercedes and Hamilton still have the Monster logo on them, don't they?
I think Hamilton does, yeah. See, he's got a bit of a tie-in with them.
I mean, it's rather fitting, isn't it, given the rivalry with the Red Bull?
Yeah, yeah, it fits really well. Fits pretty well, that one does. All these, I just really, I even noticed how much Formula One's progressed. They went from alcohol and drinking and fags and all that lot for final lap as sponsorships to then energy drinks and banks as their sponsors, and then now they've gone to cryptocurrencies. Have you just seen the trend just casually change throughout the sponsorships of Formula One and the eras?
Yeah, it's just strange, isn't it? It's
How they've
just a quick note on that one. Any American viewers, when he says fags, he means cigarettes.
Oh, sorry. Oh, of course. Why would I? Yeah. Didn't even contemplate. Yeah, of course, cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah, you get beaten up over in the US if you say that out loud.
Yeah. Wouldn't even second guess it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said many times to siblings and friends, "Oh, you going out for a fag, are you?" Bet that completely has a completely different context in America. Yeah, wouldn't even. Definitely.
Yeah. Ooh, bit slippery there for Liam. He did touch the gravel a second ago as well. I wonder if his tyres are starting to die off towards the end of this stint. Although this is the last lap now, so yeah, they will be dying off. I think 20 minutes
What
of.
rubber are they using? They're using Yokohama, aren't they? Probably.
I'd expect so. There we go.
Yeah,
Bit of weaving over the finish line. Thought he was going to lose it then before he hit the finish line.
That's a grand slam for Liam. Pole, both fastest lap, both race wins. Liam's dominating Brands. Benny says that not many people own Brands. Why do not many people own Brands? It's a brilliant circuit.
Yeah, I mean, I had to pick it up to do
Yeah,
this
you had to buy it,
broadcast. Yeah. It's,
I think it's the first track I bought, but then I am a nerd for it. So
Watkins
that's
Glen was
why
the first track I bought, and it's still my favourite to this day.
I don't know what my favourite is on here. Probably the Silverstone National in touring cars. That's some pretty good stuff.
I must admit,
That feels good
after
fun.
watching Silverstone on TV with the F1 a week back, it makes me want to like Silverstone, but every time I
Actually
try
want
it,
to like it.
yeah, every time I try it, I just can't get to grips with it. I don't like it. It's the same as Spa. You know, I love watching Spa. I love broadcasting Spa. It's a beautiful looking track, but God, racing it is just disgusting.
Really? Not a fan of that. Yeah, I guess. Sure, not for what my favourite is to race. To be honest, it's quite so many different tracks. It's difficult to pick. Maybe Hockenheim. I actually really like Hockenheim. Weirdly, to race. Got some good.
Yeah, Hockenheim's
Result,
cool.
yeah.
Hungaroring as well is one of my favourites in GT3.
Yeah, back on the F1 games when I used to drive it, I was absolutely amazing at it for some weird reason. I just love it. It just really flows to my liking for some weird reason. I don't know why.
Is that bit just
it's
after
lovely.
the chicane, the tiny chicane, which is just glorious?
Yes, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just got one corner, one next one. It's lovely. It'll come at you thick and fast like Liam was today. Aiden takes P2, Frankie takes P3, Paulo P4, Matteo P5, and William in P6. Benny thinks it's just not on a lot of schedules, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Alton Park's a good one. Alton Park, a lovely circuit to drive, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, I do agree, especially in Formula V's.
Yeah, yes, in Formula V. Yes, the Foster circuit in Formula V.
Saying that, Summit Point. Everyone seems to hate it except me.
Ah, but which one's that? There's oh no, I'm thinking of Lion Rock Park. I think off the top of my head when you said that. Summit Point, is that the one that goes tight right?
Yep.
And then
And then
sort of uphill
kind
left.
of curve straight into a sort of uphill left, which is kind of like a really short braking zone. Kind of just tap the brakes into it, into another straight,
Yeah.
into a hairpin.
Is it a right then a hairpin?
So uphill left into a gentle right onto a straight, and then down the hill into a hairpin.
I think I like that one.
Yeah, I
think
really love it.
American cars,
It's a bit strange when you are in a GT3 because of how
that sounds
tiny
horrible.
it is. It's disgusting in GT3, but stick yourself in a Formula V on that thing and it's absolutely glorious.
I think the Formula Vs are just absolutely.
I think F4 would do well.
best.
F4 would do well around there as well.
Yeah, probably. I have yeah, I think so. There's a lot of places. I think Formula V racing at Knock Hill would be great.
I haven't tried Knock Hill yet.
Have you not? Oh, I think it's quite good. I think it's really good, actually. To drive on your own, too, that circuit, annoying, which means you just want to do lap after lap after lap after lap to get it right. And it's one of those where it's just...
Yeah.
Oh, you could spend hours on it. What's Benny said? I could think. I had to drive it in the Hub Bar Spec Racer.
Yeah.
That's the...
No,
that Spec Racer. Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, you
When
really,
you get
you
in the
really want to
rookies.
try it in something small, something tiny, like the Formula V, and the racing is great. Like, every corner is an overtake opportunity.
Mental. Absolutely mental. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Right.
so many great circuits, isn't there, out there?
Yeah, absolutely. And all here on iRacing, very lucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that ties us up for tonight. It's unfortunately a small grid for F3 here, but I believe that's because, the circuit is not to everybody's taste and also the beginning of the summer holidays. So I'm hoping next week we're going to get a lot of people back, in the second week of the summer holidays, where they're all eager to start racing again after a small break. So next race we've got is on Friday. Yeah, it's Tuesday today, so Friday we've got some more GT3 coming along, which are always very, very popular, and usually some really, really nice large grids in our GT3 races. So come tune into that on Friday at the same time. That is 7 PM in the UK or 8 PM if you are in Europe. And then following Monday, again F1. So, hope to see you guys there. Thank you for tuning in today, and thank you, Wes, for being the commentator today while I sit down and push buttons.
That's all right.
And,
It was a great time.
yeah, it's been a fantastic time, actually. Good bit of chit-chat and good bit of racing as well. Some great wheel-to-wheel stuff going on.
Yeah, it really was, yeah, actually.
Some fantastic screenshots going to get out of those first two F4 races. So, everybody listening to us finish up now, make sure you do go back and look at those F4 races because they were really, really good this week. But yeah, as I said, thanks everybody for watching, and we will definitely see you next time.